Growing your Twitch channel is hard. Lucky for you, there's a cheat code you can use. It's not your pro gameplay that draws people towards you. It's what you do outside of your gaming setup that counts. Welcome to Outside the Capture Card, the #1 podcast for gaming streamers who want to level up their online charisma, build real friendships, and grow a thriving community while enjoying their favorite games.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of Outside the Capture Card. I'm your host, Twitch affiliate, former cosplayer, and artist, Sinikun. I'm going to describe my journey on Twitch, and I'm going to share with you why I started this podcast in the first place. So, basically, I started streaming on Twitch back in 2020 during the height of the pandemic, and I did not know anybody. So what I did was I streamed a lot of video games at that time, like Doom Eternal, Genshin Impact, Cities Skylines, and some retro games too. I had to do a lot of networking, not just on Twitch, but also on many different Discord servers and this other social networking app that I'm not sure if you've heard of. It's called Clubhouse, where it's like Discord, but it's audio only. That's where I met some of my earliest Twitch followers. But also, I had to talk about my Twitch channel to some of my friends that I know in real life. Like, for example, not just my friends that I've met, but also the friends of their friends. And lucky enough, some of them were actually early advocates of my channel. Just kind of amusing that they're musicians and they don't play video games as much, but yet they introduce other people to my channel, and that's how I grew to affiliate within 3 months of streaming. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't have met some of the closest friends that I've met on Twitch, and I still keep in touch with them and interact with them even today. I also want to share the different observations that I've noticed among different kinds of streamers on Twitch, not just gamers, but also artists, musicians, people who do IRL streams, and so on and so forth. I noticed that the Twitch channels that don't have a lot of viewers or have a very quiet chat are ones that are so hyper focused on the video game that they're playing, and they're not talking about anything else besides the video game that they're playing right now, or they don't have a webcam on, or they don't have a VTuber model in there. They just have a screen showing their gameplay, and that's pretty much it. However, there are some streamers who talk a lot, they interact a lot with their audience. The Twitch channels that have a lot of viewers and have a very active chat, there's a lot of social interaction that's going on, such as there's a lot of good storytelling, there's a lot of sharing about the things that they're passionate about, such as video games that they enjoy, or movies that they've watched, or some TV show that they've watched, or even political stuff that's going on right now. Also, there are people who interact a lot with their chat and play multiplayer games with their chat, such as Fortnite, Call of Duty, Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, and so on. And that's why I wanted to start this podcast. I am very curious on how people on Twitch, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and so on and so forth are so charismatic without putting a lot of effort in technical stuff. Like, for example, they don't put in a lot of effort on making really good overlays on OBS when they stream on Twitch, or rather they don't put a lot of effort in making really good reels or stories on Instagram about their content, or they don't really put in a lot of fancy editing on YouTube, but they draw in a really sizable crowd for their live streams, for their content, their videos, and people putting a lot of comments on their posts. I am very curious on how other content creators and live streamers do it. I want to help people who are brand new to Twitch or brand new to content creation. If you want to know more about technical stuff, like how to properly set up OBS for your Twitch streaming, or how to create graphics using Canva, or how to create really good reels or stories on Instagram, then this is not the place for that. I want to help people who are just starting out or they're trying to reach Twitch affiliate or Kick affiliate or gain a reasonable amount of followers on Instagram from their gaming content, or they just want to meet new online friends so that they can play multiplayer games with or have watch parties on Discord and so on and so forth. I think the most important observation that I've seen among all the Twitch streamers that have been successful so far in creating a thriving community on Twitch and on Discord is that they do things outside of streaming, outside of the capture card that captures their gameplay. And that's why the title of this podcast is called Outside the Capture Card. I truly believe that whatever they do outside of gaming really helps shape their content on Twitch, on Instagram, on YouTube, and so on. Whatever they do outside of gaming really helps interact with other people. I think it has something to do with how they present themselves, not just on Twitch, but also on social media. I know what you might be thinking, that if you want to be successful on Twitch, you have to be a hot chick who has their webcam on and plays video games or does hot tub streams. That's not the case. A lot of the things that I'll be discussing in this podcast apply to anybody, no matter which gender. Because if you like it or not, streaming is so oversaturated with gaming streamers. You have to figure out how you can be memorable. I learned that from marketing, by the way. If you want something you've never achieved before, then you have to do something you've never done before. And I want to share with you throughout the different episodes in this podcast on some of the things you can do that you've never done before in order to grow your Twitch channel and create a thriving online community on Discord. I also want to share with you what I've done in order to create a thriving online community with a lot of close friends that I still interact with on Twitch and on Discord, where I play a lot of online games with them. People always ask me if I want to play with them, and that's a very interesting problem to have where a lot of people ask me, "Hey, do you want to play some Chivalry 2 or do you want to play some Fortnite or want to play some Marvel Rivals?" I don't think 4 years ago I would getting all these invites for people wanting to play video games with them. And that's something that I can be proud of. Like, people want me to be a part of their gaming career or their gaming stream or whatnot. I also get to share with you a lot of the things that I've learned in terms of networking online successfully, because I have been trained by a lot of really good coaches in terms of networking with other people, coaches such as Mike Macapenlac, Dave Parada, Joe Ducard, and Alex Catoni. I will share with you some of the stuff that I've learned from them and how you can apply that in your journey in becoming a successful video game streamer. So, what makes me qualified to do this podcast in the first place? Well, first of all, I'm actually a VIP in 20 plus Twitch channels. So, if you don't know what the VIP is that when you go to someone's Twitch chat and you get that shiny pink diamond next to their name, meaning that they're a valued member of that specific community. I also got invited to collab in other people's streams before. So it's really awesome that I always get invited back to collab, whether if it's just a multiplayer stream or something that's charity related, or maybe get my art featured. I also got interviewed in at least three different podcasts. I think those are the Social Confidence Mastery podcast, the Why Moments with Angela Kim, and Lunch with a Friend with T-Red Punks. And I always talk about how important social skills are in terms of networking with other people. And social skills will always be king in terms of networking, not just in IRL, but also on Twitch too. And I also want to give back to other people who have helped me out. I am looking forward to interviewing a lot of my Twitch friends and other content creators who have their own podcasts on Spotify or they're very active on YouTube or very active on Instagram with a lot of followers. I would love to get their ideas on how they were able to grow their social media platforms. And I would love to learn that so not just I can apply it, but also how you can apply that too. If you enjoyed this episode, it would mean so much to me if you shared this with a friend who might enjoy it. You can also follow me on Instagram where I show a lot of my artwork. Also, you can catch me live on Twitch as I put what I discuss in this podcast into practice. All right, that's it for me for now. Until then, this is Sinikun signing off.